morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Round Baseball's live commentary of Major League Baseball. Tonight, we are going to be bringing to you the Philadelphia Phillies and the Los Angeles Dodgers from Chavez Ravine in Los Angeles. And it is going to be a battle of two clubs who've been scuffling over the last 4 to 6 weeks. The Phillies have had a 5-13 record since July the 12th. The Dodgers have been playing below 500 baseball as they are 14-16 since June the 28th. Both of the pitchers tonight are going to be considered the aces of the staff right now. One would have to think for the Dodgers, or at least the healthy ace of Tyler Glasnow. He's going up against Aaron Nola tonight, so we're anticipating a good pitcher's duel in this one. Well, first of all, I'll give you the starting lineups for the visitors from Philadelphia. Leading off and doing the designated hitting is Kyle Schwarber. Batting second and at shortstop is Trey Turner. Hitting third and playing first base is Bryce Harper. In the cleanup spot and playing third base is Alec Bohm. Batting fifth in center field is Brandon Marsh. Batting sixth in right field is Nick Castellanos. Hitting seventh and playing second base is Bryson Stott. Hitting in the eighth spot and playing in left field is Austin Hayes. And batting at ninth and doing the catching for the Philadelphia Phillies tonight is going to be Garrett Stubbs. Stubbs is giving JT Realmuto a night off, as Realmuto has just recently come back from injury, and they're going to be facing Tyler Glasnow, as we said at the outset. Glasnow 8-6 on the season. He's got 121 innings pitched, 82 hits allowed, 48 runs, 47 of which have been earned. He's walked 34 and he has struck out 155. And he's got himself an ERA of 3.50. But more importantly, with Tyler Glasnow, this is going to be his 21st start of the year. And for Glasnow, this is going to tie his career high for most starts in a single season. And it'll be interesting to see how many more games they're going to be able to get him to start leading into the playoffs. But that is the starting lineup for your visitors from Philadelphia. Now, the starting lineup for the home team from Los Angeles, leading off and doing the designated hitting is Shohei Ohtani. Batting second and in left field is Teoscar Hernandez. Hitting third at first base is Freddie Freeman, and he is joining the lineup for the first time since July 26th. He's been out for a little bit. Will Smith will hit in the cleanoff spot. He'll do the catching. Batting fifth is Gavin Lux. He plays second base. Batting sixth is the third baseman, Kiki Hernandez. Hitting in the seventh spot is the right fielder, Jason Hayward. Hitting eighth is Andy Pajes, as he will play center field tonight. And batting ninth, the shortstop, is Nick Ahmed. And they'll be facing Aaron Nola, the ace of the Phillies staff. It was 11-4 on the year, 136 and a third innings pitched, 115 hits, 55 runs, 52 of which have been earned. He's walked 34 and struck out 130, and he's got himself an earned run average of 3.43. Well, those are your starting lineups. The first pitch is about 180 seconds away. We'll take a little break here and come on back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for bouncing in to listen with us on the Last Round Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after these. Welcome back, everybody. This one is just about ready to get underway as Tyler Glasnow has taken to the hill and he's completing his warm-up tosses. Dodgers have taken their positions as the Phillies will send Kyle Schwarber Trey Turner and Bryce Harper to the plate. Our friend Kenny Weaver in tonight to listen in. We appreciate you for popping in, Kenny. It's been a while. But we thank you for joining the stream tonight for this one here. As both of these teams, it'd be an interesting, maybe turning point for these clubs here if somebody can take a couple of wins in the series, turn themselves around. As we said, both teams have been playing below 500 ball in different parts. As we said, the Phillies 5-13 since July the 12th. The Dodgers 14-16 since June 28th. Both of these teams looking here to get themselves on a roll, starting to go into the playoffs. And that being said, both of these teams have had some injury woes, and they are now starting to get a little bit healthy. So one would expect that they should start getting themselves on a run between now and the end of the year. As both of these teams, unless something disastrous happened, should both be into the playoffs at some point. Well, Glasnow has completed his warm-up tosses, and Kyle Schwarber is getting ready to step into the batter's box, and we're ready to get this one underway. As we expect to see a lot of high-powered pitching here in the first 5-6 innings from these two starters. Both have power arms. They both bring a 4-pitch arsenal to the mix. So Kyle Schwarber will set the lead it off. He is batting on the season .251. He's got 24 homers and 64 runs driven in. As he gets himself settled in the batter's box, and Glasgow ready to get this one going. His last start was on Tuesday against the Padres, and he went for over 100 pitches. So he gets his sign from the catcher Smith, and he kicks and delivers, and the first pitch is at 96 on the inside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. We are underway at Chavez Ravine. Right-hander against the left-hander. Glasnow delivers. There's a cutter that just misses off the inside corner. He didn't like that call. Looked like it was a very similar location to the last pitch. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Schwarber. Defensively tonight for the Dodgers, and from left to right field, it's Hernandez, Teoscar that is, in left. The center fielder is Pajes, and in right field it is Hayward. As that breaking ball misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Schwarber. Around the horn from first to third, it is Freddie Freeman at first, Gavin Lux at second. Nick Ahmed is playing short tonight with the third baseman, Kiki Hernandez, the battery of Glasnow and Will Smith. Kenny says, how are we? We're doing great tonight there, Kenny, as that fastball is swung on and lifted, or swung on, or is checked that. It's a check swing, and it's now 3-1 here to Schwarber. That pitch was in the dirt. It bounced away, got caught up there with Kenny for a minute. Kenny, we've been doing pretty good. It's been mostly NPB stuff. We've called a few MLB games, but not so many, as that fastball swung on and missed. Count now goes full to Schwarber. We're going to look to do a couple more this week. More toward the end of the week. We'll get 3 Japanese games in on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, North American time. So if you are around, hopefully you can join us for those. And if not, then we'll try to squeeze a couple more Major League games in probably Thursday and Friday. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, and Schwarber's in the books. He's the first strikeout tonight recorded by Glasnow, so 1 up and 1 away. And that is going to bring up the shortstop, Trey Turner. Well, for Turner, he's hitting .312 on the season. He's got himself 13 homers to go with 37 runs batted in. So Turner's got an outside shot at being a 2020 man. He's also got 13 stolen bases this year. Batting from the right side against Glasnow, and the first pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1. Turner waggles the bat. He's up rather close to the plate as the pitch comes from Glasnow. It's a breaking ball, waved at and missed. And now the count goes to 0-2. So 0-2 here to Turner. On deck is Bryce Harper, as the Phillies have all the weapons in the lineup tonight. Here's the pitch, and it is a breaking ball swung on and grounded foul. Count remains at 0-2. I guess maybe the only weapon that they don't have would be JT Realmuto. His best weapon is behind the plate, or being behind the plate. Anything offensively you get from Realmuto, which is pretty good, is a much added bonus. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball at 97 off the plate, but is swung through and missed. Turner goes down on strikes, so back-to-back strikeouts here for Glasnow to begin the ball game. That is going to bring up the first baseman, Bryce Harper. Well, for Harper on the season, he's hitting 276. He's got 25 homers to go with 69 runs batted in. I saw an interesting statistic on him from yesterday's ball game that the base hit single, he picked up his 3,000th total base in the big leagues. As the first pitch from Glasgow is delivered, it's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. These would be the situations that you would like to face Harper, is that facing him here with nobody on, he may get some pitches that he can handle or pitches that he can hit. There's a breaking ball that misses way upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-0 on Harper. It's not a full slate of games around the Major League schedule tonight, but we will get you updated on the games as we move through the evening. As the 2-0 pitch is ready to come, as Glasnow kicks and delivers, it's a breaking ball swung on and hammered foul down the right field line. Nice play there by the ball girl. That is going to run the count to 2-1 on Harper. It is fun to watch Harper hit as he is in scoring position as soon as he steps into the batter's box, as the pitch from Glasgow is a 98-mile-an-hour fastball that makes Harper skip a little rope, and the count now is 3-1. Moving his feet around, making him feel a little uncomfortable in the box. Here comes the 3-1 pitch as the right-hander holds set, and now he kicks and delivers. Breaking ball that looks like a cutter that drops in for a called strike, and the count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Bryce Harper. Glasnow ready to go again, pitching from a pseudo stretch with nobody on. And there is a cutter that is swung on and missed, and that is going to retire Harper for the 3rd out of the inning. So Glasnow strikes out the side here in inning number 1. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're through a half inning. It is the Phillies nothing and the Dodgers coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back in just a few. It's a 0-0 scoreline in the bottom of the first. Dodgers coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in 30 with all the action. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Shohei Ohtani, Teoscar Hernandez, and Freddie Freeman to come to bat here in inning number 1. Shohei Ohtani leading things off for the Dodgers, as having himself a quality season, hitting .306 on the year with 33 homers and 79 runs batted in. He joined the 30-30 club the other day with his 30th stolen base. He's now attacking the 40-40 club. He needs 7 homers to reach it, and he needs 9 stolen bases to get there. There's only 4 players that were in history of the franchise that were 30-30 players. Raul Mondesi did it twice, and Matt Kemp did it once. If my math is correct, there has not been one Dodger to be a 40-40 man yet. The first pitch is a fastball swung on, and it's tapped foul just past the first base coach's box. Count is quickly 0-1. Glasnow striking out the side was pretty impressive, especially the batters that he faced. It looks like the top of the American lineup from the World Baseball Classic. As Aaron Nola rocks himself into the windup and he kicks and delivers, there is a fastball that just misses down for a ball, and the count is 1-1. I was talking about the glove work of the catchers and some of the other streams, especially in Major League Baseball, and the way that guys are receiving the ball and yanking it up into the zone. That pitch was a ball, but definitely got it yanked up there to the home plate umpire, as that ball is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 2-1. I really think that the glove work has taken steps back at the Major League level. I remember back in the early 80s, I was citing it in one of our other games when the World Series was going on between Detroit and San Diego, and the glove work from Terry Kennedy and Lance Parrish, as there's a fastball swung on it, is lifted into foul territory. Moving over underneath it is Alec Bowman. He makes the catch. That is going to retire Ohtani for the first out of the inning. And both Kennedy and Parrish at the time were considered to be the best in the business, both the Padre catcher and the Tiger catcher all-stars at that time, at the peak of their careers. But when you watch their glove work, it was absolutely atrocious, the way they would receive balls. And I thought that one of the best parts about Major League Baseball in the last 15 to 20 years had been the way that the catchers were receiving the balls, the transfers, pop times, all that sort of stuff had really got cleaned up. As it is a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Hernandez. Oscar Hernandez batting. He's hitting 267 on the season with 23 homers and 71 runs driven in. Batting from the right side against the righty Nola here. Against the side from his catcher Stubbs. He rocks into the windup and delivers. It's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. The count runs even at 1-1. I was saying about the receiving and who really receives the ball well and how they present it. Of course, the game has changed in the last 2-3 years. Catchers working off of one knee. As that is a fastball that misses upstairs. They appeal over to the first base umpire, and they say that Hernandez did go around, and that runs the count now to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Teoscar Hernandez digs himself back in. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to the starting left fielder of the Dodgers tonight, as Nola gets his sign from Stubbs as he works off of one knee again. Here's the pitcher delivering. It's a fastball swung on it. Is grounded up the middle, fielded right by Bryson Stott. He throws to first. Had to hurry to get Hernandez. Hernandez, to his credit, moving well down the line, but he is going to be gone on a putout, 4-3 for the second out of the inning. That is going to bring up Freddie Freeman. We'll get to the defensive alignment in just a moment, but umpires tonight for tonight's game: Marvin Hudson behind the plate, Hunter Wendelstedt is at first, Brock Baloo is at second, and Nick Marley is the third base umpire. Freddie Freeman getting himself a round of applause as he's been out of the lineup for a couple of weeks. The Dodger fans showing their appreciation for him. Of course, when the Dodgers are struggling, you can understand why that is. So Freddie Freeman ready to get his turn here at the plate, as he's getting himself a nice round of applause from the home crowd here. Defensively tonight for the Phillies, from left to right field, it's Austin Hayes in left, Brandon Marsh is in center, and the right fielder is Nick Castellanos. Around the horn from first to third, it is Bryce Harper at first, the second baseman Bryson Stott, Trey Turner at short, and the third baseman is Alec Bohm, with the battery of Aaron Nola and Garrett Stubbs. So a nice round of applause there for Freddie Freeman. He's a little bit emotional about the applause as he's getting himself ready to hit. We'll see what he can do here against the righty Nola. Nola gets the communication in his headset from Stubbs. I guess that's maybe the way we should describe it now. Here's the pitch, and it's a slow breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 1-0. Freeman on the season batting .288 with 16 homers and 67 runs batted in. He certainly misses his running mate of Mookie Betts, the top part of the order, as well as both he, Betts, and Ohtani can really feed off one another. 92-mile-an-hour fastball misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-0 on Freeman. Freeman waggling the bat. He's interesting to listen to when he talks about hitting. He talks about how his dad used to work with him as a young man. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 2-1. He often thinks about hitting the ball right through the head of the shortstop, or at least in that direction there. So they had some challenges with their son, which put him out of action for a little bit. And that is why Freeman had missed some time. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul into the seats. And for those who have families out there, and especially have young children, anytime that you have a member of the family that has to go into the hospital for treatment or extended stay, it's always a bit of a concern, especially for young families. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. It is to Freeman. As Nola gets the sign and he's rocking into the windup, here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And the Dodgers, unlike their counterparts, go in order as Freddie Freeman goes down on strikes for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 1 complete. Your score is the Phillies nothing and the Dodgers nothing. Stick around. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 2nd inning when we return after this. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after these.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred with Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. Both of the 2 clubs went down in order in the 1st inning, but the Phillies all went down swinging. As all 3 of their hitters, Schwarber, Turner, and Harper, struck out against the starter Tyler Glasnow. It's going to be Alec Bohm, Brandon Marsh, and Nick Castellanos to come to bat here to face the right-hander in the top of the 2nd inning. As we will be ready to resume the action here, as this one here is about ready to get going again. We have one of the things that you can tell from the MLB versus the NPB is just the length of time in between the innings. Major League Baseball is still a lot longer in between the innings than what we see with the NPB. Major League Baseball, that's their commercial timeouts. NPB, it's pretty much 60 seconds, maybe a little bit more, and it's right back to baseball. They don't mess around on the in-between. I think part of it with the pitchers throwing in front of the dugouts, that makes a big difference as well. First pitch delivered to Alec Bohm. It swung on. It's grounded up the middle, fielded on the backhand by the second baseman, Gavin Lux. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Bohm. It's going to be a ground out 4-3 for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. That is going to bring up Brandon Marsh, the center fielder of the Phillies. Well, for Marsh on the season, he's hitting .253. He's got 11 homers to go with 43 runs batted in. As he hits from the left side against the right-handed throwing Glasnow. And the first pitch is a fastball at 96 that misses off the outside corner. Count is 1-0. Had a chance to see a couple of big league games recently, and you get into the stands, and one of the stats that they show is OPS. As there is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. One of the things that I think was interesting, or I think about OPS, is some people really put a lot of stock into that statistic. And of course, that's your on-base percentage, which I think a lot of. Your slugging percentage, which on its own I can appreciate. As that fastball is swung on and missed, the count is now 2-1. But it fails to take into effect, especially in Major League Baseball, where you've got a lot of stolen bases. So guys like Ellie De La Cruz or Esteury Ruiz, or you have a healthy Ronald Acuna Jr., as there's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 2-2 on Marsh. And you have those type of numbers that are kind of looked the other way. If you've got Ruiz, who stole 70 some odd bases last year, basically that's like a walk or a single, and then getting yourself another base is like a double. There's a breaking ball taken for a called third strike. And Marsh stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched it go by for out number 2. It's the 4th strikeout in the books for Glasnow. So 2 away here. Kenny Weaver says he hasn't been to a big league game for about 6+ years. Not sure where you live, Kenny, or where you call home, but sometimes for some folks, it's a little bit of a challenge to get to. The first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. But as I say, sometimes people put a lot of stock into this. So I got to see a game or a couple of games more recently and putting up OPS and different statistics on the board. And you're looking at it, and I feel like I need to be a Harvard grad to have to understand it, as that cutter is swung on and missed, and the count is 1-1. I find it a little frustrating more than anything else, as the 1-1 pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on, lifted straight away center field, moving back onto the warning track, backing up against the wall, and he can't come up with it as the center fielder Pius, rounding second and heading to third, is going to be Castellanos. I'm going to have to wait to see how they score this one. I don't know if Pius, it certainly wasn't an easy play. He got them all turned around. It was a bit of a zoo route. In fact, that ball just kept carrying to center field. Pajas turned, and he took off, and that ball looked like it was slicing. And the next thing you know, I'm going to take a look at it. I don't even think he touched it. Ball ended up on the deck, and the next thing he is standing on third base. No error there. There is a pitch delivered to Stott, and that is grounded through the middle, and that is going to score the first run of the game, as he's going to get himself a single. He's got himself an RBI. Nick Castellanos is coming in to score the first run here for the Phillies. It's not going to go as an unearned run, as that ball there was chopped, and a nice job there by Stott to get down the line, as he's got himself an RBI, and that's going to bring up Austin Hayes. So Tyler Glasnow probably having a case here, as that ball was chopped. A high chopper there. Glasnow came to get it. Good job there by Stott. It was actually in the dirt. Hunter Wendelstadt makes the safe call at first base, and advancing home was Castellanos. We'll get a look at it. But yeah, Freeman makes a nice pick, but sure doesn't look like that he was there in time. I don't think they're going to challenge that, and they're not. So here comes the pitch from Glasnow. It's a cutter that swung on. It's lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Rounding second and heading to third is Stott, and he's going to challenge. He's going to get in there safely. And so the Phillies running a little bit here, as Austin Hayes delivers a base hit. And that sends Stott all the way around to third. We'll get a look at that one again. That was a bit of a hanging cutter, as the ball was absolutely smoked into left field. So the love affair with Austin Hayes is going to continue. The throw from Teoscar Hernandez was offline. And advancing to second on the throw is Hayes. I don't think they're going to give him a double on that one. They'll just give him a single and advancing on the throw. So that brings up to the plate Garrett Stubbs, and the first pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs for ball one, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Stubbs batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Glasnow. The pitch on the way. It is a fastball that gets away from the catcher Smith and all the way to the backstop. And everybody's going to move up a base. Bryson Stott is going to score from third. That's the second run of the ball game now for the Phillies. Advancing over to third is Austin Hayes. And we've got ourselves 2 balls and no strikes to Garrett Stubbs here with 2 gone. And all the action has started with 2 out here in the inning. So it looked like that Glasnow was going to cruise through the second inning just as he did the first. And the ball that was butchered in center field by Pajas, as that fastball misses down and in, and the count now goes to 3 balls and no strikes on Stubbs. Boy, oh boy, I think they want to have that one back do the Dodgers. Here's the pitch. Fastball at 97, taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. You won't see it in the box score. They won't rule it as an error, but certainly the route was definitely that, as a 96-mile-an-hour fastball was swung through and missed. The count is now full to Stubbs. 2-0. The Phillies have the lead here as they bat in the top half of the second inning. Triple by Castellanos, single by Stott. Another single by Hayes have cashed the 2 runs in. Here comes the pitch from Glasnow. It is a breaking ball, swung on and missed. They apply the tag, and Stubbs is going to be down on strikes. The 5th strikeout of the game now for Glasnow, but that's going to do it. But there's been damage done here in the inning. 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the second inning. Your score is the Phillies 2 and the Dodgers no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action as the Dodgers will come to bat here in their second inning. We'll be back in just a few, everybody. Your score is 2-0 for the Phillies as we go to the bottom of the second. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the heart of the order coming up for the Dodgers. That means Will Smith, Gavin Lux, and Kiki Hernandez to face Aaron Nola, who's coming on for his second inning of work. 13 pitches for the Phillies ace in inning number 1. Smith gets himself into the batter's box, ready to go, and we're ready to resume the action here. Smith is 3 for 35. His last 35 at bats, he has hit a bit of a rough spot during the year, and the first pitch from Nola is a 91-mile-an-hour fastball for a called strike. The count is 0-1. I haven't really seen Nola pitch a whole lot in the last couple of years, but really impressed with a lot of the movement he has on the ball. A lot of arm side run. Nice 2-seamer as he rocks into the windup and delivers. There's a fastball at 92 that misses up and away, and the count goes even at 1-1. You can see why Aaron Nola has had his successes with the Phillies, as he has a power arm. And he really, over the course of time, he really hasn't had a lot of injuries per se. As the pitch is on the way, the 1-1 is swung on and fouled away over on the third base side, and the count goes to 1-2. I was thinking about Nola over the years and just how pretty much how steady he has been. Sometimes you'll see guys, especially like Tyler Glasnow, as we said tonight. Glasnow has tied his career high tonight with the amount of starts that he has had. When you look at Aaron Nola, you pretty much if you exclude the 2020 season because of the events that went on in the world, he's made pretty much 30 starts every year as that fastball misses outside. Count now goes to 2-2. He's made 30 starts a year since 2018, and he's on pace to do that this year as this is start number 24. But during that shortened season of 60 games, he made 12 starts, so getting the ball every 5th day. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball. Take it for a called third strike. Will Smith didn't like that pitch as it looked like it was down and away, and he turns around and walks back to the dugout. He is in the books for out number 1, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Gavin Lux. Last pitch was considered a knuckle curve on the StatCast or the K-zone, whatever you want to call it. Like the pitch was off the outside part of the plate. Depending on the camera angle that you get to, you can also see from the outfield where you think that pitch might be. As that 93-mile-an-hour fastball is taken for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1. It's not perfect, but it does give you a decent guide, especially the way the catchers do set up. So no balls and 1 strike to Lux. Lux batting .241 on the season, 6 homers and 36 runs driven in. And there's a fastball that misses inside. Count goes to 1-1. And there's that classic example of the catcher getting it and yanking it back inside. That pitch wasn't a ball, and he literally took it about 6 or 7 inches to try to buy a strike from the umpire. So 1 ball and 1 strike as Nola gets the sign from his catcher Stubbs. He rocks into the windup and now delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and tap foul behind home plate. The count is now 1-2. Kiki Hernandez waiting his turn on deck as the Dodgers are batting here in their half of the second inning. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Lux. Nola again gets his sign. Stubbs gets himself into his setup. Here's the pitch from Nola. Fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gavin Lux batting from the left side here. It looks like that he is finally starting to get a little bit of rhythm into his season. He started off shaky in the field and not that great at the plate. And there he swings at a breaking ball and lines it into right field, right in front of Nick Castellanos. That's going to be the first hit for the Dodgers here, as it's a 1-out single for Lux. That'll bring up the third baseman, Kiki Hernandez. I got the replay of that one. He looked like he was a bit fooled as that pitch was moving away from him. It looked like it was one of those 2-seamers that have the arm side run, and he reached out and was able to hook barrel it over the second baseman. So Lux the runner at first. Hernandez batting here against the right-hander Nola as he gets the sign from Stubbs, now delivers. Fastball swung through and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. They list Nola at only 6'2", but I have to say he does look like he plays a little larger than that on the mound. Hernandez only hitting .213, 6 homers and 23 runs batted in, but he is on a bit of a hot stretch as the pitch is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. As we mentioned before, it'll be a busy weekend for Japanese baseball, as we'll be on the air 3 times. They get a rare Monday game in Japan. So it'll be Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night North American time if you are so enthused to come in and listen. So no balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander Nola ready to go again. Kicks and fires. Fastball misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. We will post that portion of our schedule up here in the next 24 hours or so as that breaking ball misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Hernandez. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hernandez in his career versus Nola has really seen him well. He's got 3 hits and 6 trips to the plate. As Nola delivers, it is a breaking ball swung on, and it's grounded foul just past the bag at third base. Another nice play by the ball girl down the left field line. Ball girls tonight making plays all over the place. 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. Dodgers trailing 2-0 here in the second inning after the Phillies jumped them for 2 in the top of the second. 2-run uprising all came with 2 outs. Keep an eye on Lux here. This might be a spot for him to run. Here's the 2-2. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on. Grounded to short. They go to second for 1. Back to first, and that's going to be an inning-ending double play as Hernandez grounds into the 6-4-3 variety And that is going to do it here for the Dodgers in their half of the second inning. No runs for Los Angeles, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 2 complete. Your score is the Phillies 2, the Dodgers no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in a few with all the action right after this. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
That's right, everybody. That's our friend Matt Hollis, and be sure to go check him out after the game. I think Matt's in hibernation these days, as he hasn't put out a whole lot of content in the last little bit. But once the school year gets going, he's always got all kinds of stuff that he can share with everybody here on the tube. Well, that is going to bring up for the third inning, it's going to bring up the top of the order for the Phillies. It'll be Kyle Schwarber, Justin Turner, and Bryce Harper trying to get things going here against Tyler Glasnow. Our friend Kenny says Matt Hollis is the man. Yeah, Matty's been a little bit quiet here in the last little bit. I think he's been enjoying it, gearing up to make sure he's going back to school. I think in about 3 weeks' time or 2.5 weeks' time, he'll be back in the classroom, making some young people better. There's the first pitch fastball swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1 to Schwarber. Schwarber struck out his first time up as the parade of Phillies all went down in order 1, 2, 3, all via the strikeout against Tyler Glasnow. Glasnow has struck out 5 of the 6 outs here tonight as that breaking ball misses down and away. Count now goes even at 1-1. 34 pitches for the Dodger righty through 2 innings. We said it was a butchered ball in center field that probably would have shortened up that pitch count as that breaking ball is swung on and fouled away. The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Schwarber. Tyler Glasnow gets himself a new baseball, rubs it up, and we're ready to go back at it again as he works himself to the set position. And here comes the 1-2. It is a fastball that misses down and in, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Glasnow, the big fella here, ready to go again as he kicks and fires. Fastball misses down, and it just gets away from the catcher Smith, and the count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Once this game is complete, we will give you the full roundup around Major League Baseball, as we normally do. And there is not a full slate of games. There's a breaking ball ticket for a called third strike. Kyle Schwarber is not very happy as he kind of gives the thumbs up to Marvin Hudson, saying that pitch is up in the zone. And I got to tell you, Schwarber, I think that pitch did catch the upper part of the zone. Didn't look all that bad. Not as bad as maybe what Schwarber is. But you know what? If you're calling pitches down, got to try to stay away from some of the stuff up in the zone. But regardless, he's gone for the first out of the inning. That is going to bring up the shortstop, Trey Turner. And Turner takes a first pitch breaking ball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Turner struck out his first time up tonight as the pitch from Glasgow on the way. It is a fastball that gets away from Will Smith. 1 ball and 1 strike. That's the second or third ball that seems to have squirted away from Smith so far in this one tonight. Kenny says, Will Smith getting jiggy with it. Yeah. is having a hard time catching the ball here tonight from Glasgow, as that pitch is a cutter that swung on and fouled straight back. Count now goes to 1-2. And you think about that ball that was misplayed in center field. That would have been the third out of the inning. The Phillies would not have had any runs on the board. Boy, oh boy, that can sure hurt you when you're playing two teams like this. There is a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into deep left center field. Pajas on his horse. This time he's going to haul it in. If you were in New York, you might be getting the Bronx cheer right now, but he makes the play on that one. So that is going to retire Turner for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone here, and that'll leave it all up to the first baseman, Bryce Harper. And for Harper tonight, he also went down via strikes his first time up, as he was retired swinging for the third out of the inning. 6 strikeouts here already in this one for Tyler Glasnow. Here's the pitch. Fastball at 96, swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. I was going to say, you might see a steady diet of slop coming the way of Harper now, but the way that Harper can cover everything is quite remarkable. And it's not necessarily a automatic that a breaking ball will get him out in front. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. A beautiful night for baseball at Chavez Ravine. As the right-hander Glasnow holds set, here comes the 0-2 pitch. That's a breaking ball that misses well short of the plate and bounces away from the catcher, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Temperature at game time was 82 degrees Fahrenheit, mostly clear with wind out to left field at 7 miles per hour. So here comes the 1-2 to Harper. It is a breaking ball, waved at and missed. Smith applies the tag. Harper's gone for the third out of the inning, and that in the books is strikeout number 7 for Glasnow. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom half of the third inning. Your score is the Phillies 2, the Dodgers no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight, whether you listen live or on delay. It's always great to have you around. We'll be right back in just a few after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is a 2-0 scoreline for the Phillies. We're moving to the bottom of the third in just a moment. We'll be back after these tunes with all the action. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the third inning, and coming to bat for the Dodgers will be Jason Hayward, Andy Pajas, and Nick Ahmed, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters in the batting order. As it is a 2-0 ball game here. We were talking about that in the last half inning. Probably should be still 0-0. Phillies definitely got themselves a break as with 2 out, the defensive miscue by Andy Pajas allowed Nick Castellanos to hit a triple. It was probably an error, but it never hit his glove. And he definitely had misplayed the root on the ball. That is for certain. And that is where we stand. That got things going in the second inning. And the first pitch delivered from Aaron Nola to Jason Hayward is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Hayward on the season, enjoying himself a decent year, I guess, by his standards, hitting .207 with 5 homers and 24 RBIs. He's pretty solid defensively, as there is a breaking ball swung on it, is hooked down the right field line into the corner, and giving chase is the right fielder, and coming up with it, Nick Castellanos, and he's going to fire it back in. And Jason Hayward has got himself a stand-up double here to lead off the third inning. That'll bring up the center fielder, Andy Pages. You get a look at that one there. It was probably a good couple of feet fair, as he was able to just hook barrel around it and keep it in fair territory. So he is aboard at second base. Pages coming to the plate with a .240 average, 8 homers and 32 runs driven in. The first pitch is a fastball that catches the outside corner, taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Pages getting the start in center field tonight. This is his 91st game of the season. As the right-hander Nola checks the runner at second, now delivers. Pitch is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Pages to be followed by Nick Ahmed, and then the top of the order with Shohei Ohtani. So Dodgers looking to set the table with the bottom third here. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. As Nola kicks and delivers, it's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. And pumping out a lot of short videos over the last little bit. So be sure to check out those and get caught up if you haven't seen it. A lot of Major League Baseball highlights. There's a fastball that misses inside. Count now goes to 3-1 here on Pages. Again, another pitch that had a lot of arm side run to it. So Pages gets himself settled back in. We're ready to go again. The 3-1 pitch on the way. There is the open base at first base. Certainly, you don't want to set the table too much for the top of the Dodger order. They can make you pay. Here's the 3-1 on the way. Instead, it is a spaghetti move that forces the runner Hayward back to second base. Inside move. Still 3 balls and 1 strike here to the hitter Pages. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Aaron Nola rubbing himself up the baseball here, looking to come back here to take care of the hitter. As the right-hander gets the sign from his catcher. Here comes the 3-2 offering. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung straight back. The count remains at 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Andy Pages. We do call games not just on YouTube, but also on Twitch. If you're happy to be listening in on Twitch and you're joining us, we welcome you as well. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Fastball swung on, and another one lifted foul, this time over on the first base side. 3 balls and 2 strikes. It remains to Pages. Nola has rolled out a number of different pitches. He's got his 4-seam. He's got his sinker. Sinker and the 2-seamer are kind of cousins to one another. Sometimes it's kind of hard to tell. One will stay more horizontally. The other will have more depth. Here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is hammered into the left field corner. This ball is going to be extra bases. Hayward's going to come around to score. And trading places with him is Andy Pages, as the Dodgers have got one back. Certainly Pages has been a good part of that, is make him feel better about himself from that second inning defensive lapse. So a RBI double for Pages, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Nick Ahmed. And for Ahmed, well, he enters tonight's fray hitting .231. He's got a couple of homers and 17 RBIs. I was taking a look at Ahmed the other day, and I was thinking about his time when he was a Arizona Diamondback. It looked like that he was going to be a long part of that organization, as that fastball misses upstairs. Count as 1 ball and no strikes. And you think of the Diamondbacks at one time, they looked like they were going to be around for a while. I'm not talking about the incarnation of this year's group. He was originally a second-round pick of the Atlanta Braves. As that pitch is swung on and missed, and the count is 1-1 to Ahmed. But after his time with Arizona, this year he began the season with the Giants, and now he is moved across to the rivals of the Dodgers. There's a fastball swung on, grounded up the middle, fielded by Stott. He gets up and he throws behind the runner, Pages, at third base. That's going to be an infield single. So Nick Ahmed is aboard. That's going to put runners at the corners with nobody out. That's going to bring up the top of the order in Shohei Ohtani. Good approach at the plate by Ahmed as he hit the ball right back through the box. Nice defensive play by Stott as he had to go to his right, diving for the ball up the middle, but he had no chance to get the runner Ahmed at first base. Ahmed still does run pretty good for a 34-year-old. And that now is going to bring up the left-handed hitting designated hitter, Shohei Ohtani. And for Ohtani, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He popped out to third his only time to the plate. The right-hander Nola delivers a first pitch fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field. Onto the warning track is Castellanos. He's got room to make the catch. Tagging at third and heading home is Pages. And tagging at first and heading to second is Ahmed, and he's going to make it in there safely. So that's going to be a sacrifice fly to 9 in the books. Ohtani is going to pick himself up an RBI. Pages is going to score. That's going to be the second run of the ball game. And Nick Ahmed is going to advance to second base on the flyout. So we've got one in the books, and that is going to bring up Teoscar Hernandez. So Ohtani getting the high fives in the dugout. That's his 80th run batted in of the year. We are all square again at 2s. So Teoscar Hernandez coming to the plate here. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded to second his first time up. I have to tell you, when Hernandez grounded out that last time, I was pretty impressed with the way that he got down the baseline. It was not the easiest to ground out. He really had to make the second baseman, Bryson Stott, hurry a bit. Sometimes you see players, they don't give it their all. But Hernandez was motoring down the line. So here comes Hernandez to the dish. As the right-hander Nola works himself set, he checks the runner Ahmed at second. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on. This ball is hooked down the left field line. If it stays fair, it's going to be trouble. And this ball is going to be gone, a home run. And Teoscar Hernandez has now doubled the lead, a 4-run output here in the third inning, as Aaron Nola has been knocked around here. 4 hits for the Dodgers, and all 4 of the hits have come in to score. Nick Ahmed scores the third run of the ball game, and coming around over here is Hernandez with the 4th run of the ball game for the Dodgers. A 2-run shot. That is going to bring Freddie Freeman up to the plate. And our friend Kenny Weaver says, Rats. Well, boy, this game here, you would have thought the way that Nola was pitching, it was going to be a tough night at the office for the Dodgers, but everything sort of went sideways here in inning number 3. He retired, faced the minimum of 6 batters in the first 2 innings as that fastball misses inside to Freddie Freeman. Count is 1-0. Freeman tonight 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. With that home run, Teoscar Hernandez, that's his 24th of the year. It puts him in 5th in the National League home run race. Fastball misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0 on Freeman. So 2 balls and no strikes. Freeman waggling the bat. And the pitch from Nola on the way. It is a 2-seamer that misses down, and the count now goes to 3-0. So when this game started, I thought we were going to see ourselves a pitcher's duel and maybe 6 or 7 innings from these two to set the tone in the series, but maybe not so much now. There's a fastball swung on. This ball's popped up over on the third base side. Drifting over is Alec Bohm, but he's going to watch it sail into the seats as it got into the second row. So Freeman getting the green light at 3-0, and he fouls that one away. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Freddie Freeman. Freeman to be followed by Will Smith and possibly Gavin Lux, depending upon the outcome of this at bat. Here's the 3-1. Fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Castellanos moving to his left, fields it and fires it back in on one hop all the way to second base. That is going to be a single here for Freeman. That'll bring up the catcher, Will Smith. Well, for Will Smith tonight, he is 0 for 1. He struck out looking his first time up. Freddie Freeman and Harper embrace at first base. As we said, the Freddie Freeman having some struggles with one of his children. As the first pitch is on the way, it is a cutter that is swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1 as he missed some time. The young boy being in hospital. Here's the pitch from Nola. It's a fastball at 93 that misses up and away, and the count now goes to 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the offering from Nola. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 1-2. Will Smith, as we said, he struck out looking his first time up. We said he's been struggling at the plate. He's 3 for 38 in his last bunch coming into tonight's game. We'll make that 3 for 39. Here's the pitch from Nola. It's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner, and the count now is even at 2s. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Freeman gets his lead over at first. Nola checks the runner as he's ready to go again. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, and that one's lifted foul down the first baseline into the seats, and the count still 2-2 to Will Smith. Not sure what the Dodgers are doing at first base. Every time they get a hit, they have this little dance. We saw Freeman, we saw Ohtani, or not Ohtani tonight, but we saw Hayward do it as there's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to second. They go to second for 1. It's back to first. That's going to be an inning-ending double play. It's going to be of the 4-6-3 variety. As it retires Freeman at second, Smith over at first, and that is going to do it. But there's been damage done, and lots of it here for the Dodgers. They got 4 runs in the inning on the benefit of 5 hits. There was no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 3 complete. Your score is the Dodgers 4, Phillies 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a few moments. Top of the 4th inning around the corner. Thank you guys for stopping in tonight, whether you listen live or on delay. Always great to have you with us. We'll be right back in just a few. We'll be back in just a few. 4-2 for the Dodgers as they've taken the lead over the Phillies. We're going to the 4th.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's another Hollis build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the top of the fourth inning, and the first pitch on the way from Tyler Glasnow is a 95-mile-an-hour fastball that misses outside to Alec Boehm for a ball, 1 ball, and no strikes. Boehm 0 for 1 tonight as he grounded to second his first time up. Waiting here on the offering from Glasnow, and it's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Right-hander against the right-hander. Glasnow ready to go. He kicks and he fires. It's a cutter delivered, grounded over to short. Ahmed fields it. He throws to first. And they get Boehm by a couple of steps. That goes as a ground out 6-3 for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 away. It'll bring up the center fielder, Brandon Marsh. Well, for Marsh, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out looking his first time up. We mentioned in the course of this game, it's already 7 strikeouts in the book for Tyler Glasnow, as he had retired some of the first 9 outs via the strikeout. As the right-hander delivers, it is a cutter that misses down. The appeal over to the third base umpire, Nick Marley. And Marley said that Marsh didn't go, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Marsh is sporting the long beard and the long locks. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on and tap foul over on the first base side of home plate. The count now goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Our friend Kenny Weaver, who is in the house tonight. Not a lot of people in the stream tonight, but that's okay. It was kind of a last-minute game for us, or gig, as that is a cutter that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. Weren't sure if we were going to get on the call on this or not. Just added a extra 1 to our stable. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Glasnow delivers. It's a cutter taken for a called strike on the inside corner. Count now is 2 balls and 2 strikes. We'll put up the Japanese games a little later tonight. As we said, we'll do 3 on the weekend. As there's a fastball swung on at 98 and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. One of the things I was lamenting a little bit, our friend Kenny says it's been about 6 years since he's been to a major league game. One of the things is going to the games and finding, where you're. One of the things I think is fascinating is you go to the games, can't pay cash anymore. You think about it, in the United States, cash is king. As there's a breaking ball swung on and grounded foul past the bag at first base. Keeps the count at 2-2. So at least at the ballparks I've been to in Seattle and Detroit, you can't pay unless you're paying with credit card, or they have a card that you can buy if you only carry cash. And I say buy, you can load it up and pay with it. Here's the 2-2. It's a cutter that is swung on and missed, and Marsh goes down for the second time tonight on strikes. Strikeout number 8 in the books here for Glasnow, and that's 2 away here in the 4th. And it's going to bring up the right fielder, Nick Castellanos. And I've never been a big fan of having to pay with the credit card all the time, but that's certainly something that a lot of people are going with. Get a cup of coffee. I don't want to pay with the card. I'd rather give you $5 cash and walk away. But a lot of people don't like carrying cash. There's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Even in Japan at the Tokyo Dome last year, I discovered that it's not cash. It is card only. As the pitch is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. Not so in Saitama, and not so in Yokohama. I don't know about Hiroshima. I never bought anything at the Carp game. As the 0-2 pitch is ready to come here, and it is a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. That seems to be a strong movement in a lot of places in North America. And for years, they used to say people who paid with their credit card only, a lot of people would go into debt. When you have cash, you can monitor what you have versus paying on credit. Breaking ball swung on and tapped foul over on the third base side. Count remains at 1-2 to Castellanos. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Not only is it tying a career high in starts tonight, but a career high in innings for Glasnow, as he's right now, if he can retire the final hitter of this inning, he'd be up to 125 innings pitched on the season. We said at the outset, Glasnow making his 21st start tonight ties his career high as that breaking ball is down in the dirt. The count now goes to 2-2. So interesting that he has been able to make it this far. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the right-handed hitting Nick Castellanos. Castellanos did have a triple his first time up, but I think that would be an asterisk beside it. There is a cutter swung on and missed. Castellanos in the books. He's gone for the 3rd out of the inning. And by our count, that is the 9th strikeout tonight for Tyler Glasnow. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. Now moving to the bottom of the 4th inning, your score is the Dodgers 4 and the Phillies 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in the bottom of the 4th inning when we return after this. Appreciate you guys for hanging around with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher holding it down.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPG baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Welcome back, everybody. It is Glasnow dealing for sure. He is on fire. Our friend Zay is in the chat. We welcome you, Zay. We were squeezing in a major league game tonight. We did announce that we were going to call 3 Japanese games over the course of the weekend. It is going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which means Saturday, Sunday, Monday in Japan. They are going to be playing rare Monday games and early ones at that. So it'll be 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock Pacific, or midnight, or 1 p.m. or 1 a.m., I should say, Eastern. So we will be on the air for a trilogy of games, and we will squeeze one game with the Fighters and the Lions, although I really don't want to call the Lions. They're so kind of like when we were avoiding the Fighters the last couple of years because they were just not very good. We're trying to do our best avoidance of the Lions, but we will probably call the Monday game, as that is a 9 o'clock Pacific, midnight Eastern first pitch. But it'll be the Hawks and the Eagles most likely on Friday and Saturday North American time for the first couple of games in that series. Or I should say the second, and I think it is the first couple of games because it's not a full slate on Thursday. So the first pitch is a fastball delivered from Nola that misses up and in to Gavin Lux. It is Lux, Hernandez, and Hayward to face the right-hander Aaron Nola here. Nola has certainly struggled in that last half inning. There's a cutter that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. All 4 of the Dodgers' runs came in the last half inning. The big blow-off of Teoscar Hernandez's bat with the 2-run homer. Back-to-back doubles by Hayward and Pages got things going for the Dodgers in that half inning. Here's the pitch. That is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. And on top of the game that we will, or the games that we'll call on the weekend, we'll look to add a couple more later in the week. The following weekend as well, maybe even some more North American games during the week because that fastball misses outside. The count is 3-1. Just have to take a look at the MLB schedule and see what's going to work for us. We'll try to get ourselves probably the Diamondbacks, the Giants, the Dodgers, Mariners, but we would try to avoid more than likely Oakland on the West Coast. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded past the diving glove of the second baseman, Bryson Stott, into right field. Rounding first and heading into second is Gavin Lux, and that is a hustle double. Oh, what a play by him. So a double here for Lux to get things going. Stott was able to dive. He couldn't get it, and then it looked like that Castellanos had to come a long way to have to get that ball. He was certainly not playing straight up. He was more toward the right field line. And he had to come and get it, and then they challenged the arm, did Lux, as he was coming hard out of the batter's box. He gets himself in there safely at second base. And that is going to bring up the third baseman, Kiki Hernandez. And Nola's first pitch to Hernandez is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Hernandez tonight 0 for 1. He grounded into a double play his first time up. As he bats from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Nola. The way things are going here, I can't see Nola making it much past the fifth inning. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses outside, and the count now goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As I said at the outset tonight, I expected with this pitching matchup to be 2 pitchers that would be dueling well into the 6th, maybe even into the 7th inning, but that has not happened here so far. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. Count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to the super utility player of Kiki Hernandez. So Nola holding set, checks the runner at second base, and now he does a little inside move to chase Lux back. And Hernandez digs himself back in, ready to go again. Here comes the 1-2 offering. As the right-hander checks the runner. Now he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung at and fouled into the feet of Hernandez. Count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Waiting on deck is Jason Hayward, and he'll be followed by Andy Pajes. The right-hander Nola kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up over on the left side. Plenty of room there for the shortstop, Trey Turner, as he camps out underneath it, and he makes the grab. And that is going to retire Hernandez for the first out of the inning. So 1 away, and that's going to bring up Jason Hayward, who got himself a leadoff double to get things going in the 3rd inning and came around and scored on the double by Andy Pajes. So Dodgers enjoying a 4-2 lead here on the bottom of the 4th inning. I'm trying to add more. I said one of the things I'm going to do is when I get back, we were talking about this in the Japanese game the other night, the percentages of when the leadoff batter gets to second base, as there's a fastball swung on, grounded over to first. Bryce Harper makes the play. He's going to win the race to the bag. That's going to be a ground out to 3. Hayward is gone for the 2nd out of the inning. Advancing to 3rd is Lux. And that is going to bring Andy Pajes up to the plate. But we were talking about in a couple of the games on the weekend was what happens when the leadoff batter gets to second base. And the odds of them scoring go up exponentially. I say it's around 70%. I think it's when you get your leadoff guy on with nobody on, it's 50-50. So Pajes here, waiting on the first pitch from Nola. It's a cutter that swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. There was a college program that had done some stats, and I want to find those there so I can deliver them. And I'm not sure how much that's changed year to year. I'm sure it does a little bit, but probably negligible over the length of time. As Nola steps off the backside of the rubber as he takes himself a timeout. And now he's ready to go again. As the right-hander works himself to the set position, he checks the runner at 3rd. And here comes the 0-1 pitch to Pajes. Fastball misses outside, and the count now is 1-1. Pajes digs himself back in, and we're ready to go again here as the right-hander Nola Gets the digital signs from his catcher Stubbs. Here's the pitch. Fastball, take it for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-2. As good as Nola was in the first couple innings, he just seems to have lost some command of his pitches. Looked like that Stubbs was set up inside. That pitch was off of the outside part of the plate. So a considerable miss there by Nola. As the 1-2 is on the way, here's the pitch. It is a fastball, take it for a called third strike. Pages stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched it go by for out number 3. So the Dodgers threaten, but they don't score. No runs in the inning, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 4 complete. Your score is the Dodgers 4 and the Phillies 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 5th when we return after this. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the bottom third of the batting order coming up to bat for the Phillies here, and that means Bryson Stott, Austin Hayes, and Garrett Stubbs to face the dominant Tyler Glasnow tonight. Glasnow had that fly ball to center field that allowed Nick Castellanos to garner out a triple. So it is going to be Stott, Hayes, and Stubbs here to face the Dodger right-hander in the top half of the 5th inning. The first pitch is a cutter that misses down and in, and the count is a 1-0 to Stott. Stott batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Glasnow, who kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count now goes to 2-0. 64 pitches through the first 4 innings for the Dodger right-hander. As he gets his sign from his catcher and now delivers. It is a fastball swung on and pulled foul over on the first base side, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Glasnow gets himself the new baseball, rubs it up, and we're ready to go again. As he gets his sign from his catcher, Will Smith. Here's the 2-1 on the way. It is a breaking ball that misses way upstairs, and the count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike it is. Our friend Kenny says, let's get going, Phils. I don't know if this is the inning to get going. I would think the next inning with the top of the order would probably be more realistic unless they can set the table here. They got to get themselves something happening. That is a fastball grounded foul, and the count is now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Bryson Stott. I don't get a chance to see either of these teams all that frequently. Probably the Phillies less frequently. I used to be able to see some stuff in the daytime. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on. It is taken on 1 hop by the second baseman, Lux. He throws to first. And that is going to be a ground out. It's a ground out 4-3 for the first out of the inning. I'll bring up the left fielder, Austin Hayes. Well, for Hayes tonight, he is 1 for 1. He's been so far everything that the Philadelphia Phillies have wanted and even a little bit more. He got himself a great applause when he joined the ball club, and I would have to think that the fans of Philadelphia will embrace this fella here for sure. The first pitch is a breaking ball. It catches the outside corner for called strike. The count is 0-1. 29-year-old was originally a third-round pick of the the Orioles back in 2016. There's a pitch that bounces up again and squirts away from Smith, and the count now goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Since joining the Phillies, he is 7 for 30. He's got a double, a home run, I think 233. One would think that once he gets into a bit of a rhythm here, he is going to be doing things pretty regular, as that is a breaking ball swung on and grounded into the camera well over on the third base side. The count is now 1-2. But he plays some pretty steady defense. He makes the routine plays routine, and he can provide some offense. So with the Phillies here, he's batting in the 8th spot, so not a bad hitter to be hitting number 8. 11 for 30 is actually, I think, now 12 for 31, because that was before the game started, as that ball was swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 1-2 days. So, sorry, I should say 8 for 31, so he's pulled his average up north at 250 for the Dodgers since joining. Here's the 1-2 offering. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into right field. Slicing towards the fence, making sure he's got room, is Jason Hayward, and he's going to make the catch in foul territory. And Hayes is going to be retired for the second out of the inning. That is going to bring Garrett Stubbs to the plate. And for Stubbs, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his only time up, as he comes to face Glasnow for the second time tonight. So the right-hander Glasnow works himself to the set. He kicks and fires. It is a fastball that misses inside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Glasnow again gets the sign from his catcher Smith and delivers. Fastball swung on and fouled right into the shin of the batter Garrett Stubbs. Oh, that's going to leave a mark. He does wear a shin guard on his right leg, but he is hopping around big time there. The trainer's going to come out and see it. We'll get a look at the replay on that one. Oh, that's why it wasn't into his shin. It was into the side of his knee. Oh, boy. Right into the right knee, well above the shin guard, not even close. That's tough. Rob Thompson's come out to see him as well. He's going to get a chance to walk it off. Anybody who's ever fouled a 90-plus mile an hour fastball off of their leg knows what that is like. I said I never knew what a bone contusion was until it looked like you had a bone growing out of a bone in your leg. First time that had ever happened many moons ago. You think of the speed of the pitch, the speed of the hitter. He's going to walk it off there, but boy, oh boy, that was definitely not a good feeling. And Will Smith, who's the opposing catcher, and Stubbs having a good conversation there. I'm sure Will Smith can feel his pain as both of the players are catchers. The umpire, Marvin Hudson, doing his part here to slow the game down a little bit to let Stubbs reset himself. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is to the Phillies catcher, as we're ready to get back to the action. Here comes Tyler Glasnow with the pitch, and it is a fastball swung on. It is lined softly on 1 hop to the second baseman, and Stubbs is going to make it all the way down the line gingerly, but that is going to be a ground out 4-3 to end the inning. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now moving to the bottom of the 5th. We're halfway through this one. Your score is the Dodgers 4 and the Phillies 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in a few with all the action right after this. Appreciate you there. Our friend Kenny said, yeah, that had to hurt. And yeah, it did. That is definitely going to leave a mark for sure. We'll be back here in just a few, everybody. Appreciate you guys for jumping in on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in just a few. We got ourselves a 4-2 game as we move to the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll be back after these musical tunes to bring it for you. It is going to be Ahmed, Ohtani, and Hernandez to come to bat when we return. To face the right-hander Aaron Nola. Nola is beginning his 5th inning of work. It is that one inning that kind of got away for him that had made that a great deal of difficulty here for the right-hander. 4 runs in the 3rd inning has given the Dodgers the lead over the Phillies 4-2. And outside of that, there's not been a whole lot. So here comes Nola ready to go as he rocks himself into the windup and he kicks and delivers. And it is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Ahmed got into the act in the 3rd inning. He had singled. And he later came home and scored the 2-run shot off by Teoscar Hernandez. So he had himself a RBI single in that 3rd inning as well, as the pitcher Nola rocks into the windup and delivers. Breaking ball, take it for a called strike. I don't think Ahmed liked that one. The count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to the Dodgers shortstop. As again, Nola ready to go as he gets the sign from his catcher Stubbs, who stays in the game after fouling that off his leg. And there's a breaking ball waved at and missed. Ahmed's in the books for the first out of the innings, so 1 up and 1 away. That is going to bring up the unicorn in Shohei Ohtani. And for Ohtani, he is officially 0 for 1 tonight. He has popped to 3rd, and he has a sacrifice fly to right, which brought home the 2nd Dodger run of the game. So Ohtani batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Nola, who gets the sign, and he rocks into the windup and delivers. That is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. We thank everybody who does come in to listen. As we said, whether you're live or on delay, it's always great to have you around. As the right-hander Nola rocks into the windup and delivers again. Breaking ball misses outside. Count now goes to 2-0 on Ohtani. We get a number of folks who listen to the replay when they're at work. We appreciate that the next day or the next morning, or even our friends that are in Europe. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes. Lolo gets himself a new baseball. He's ready to go back to work again. As Ohtani waits on the 3-0 pitch. Let's see if he gets the green light. Here's the offering. It's a fastball swung on. It's lined into right field into the corner. That's going to be extra bases. Going in after it is Castellanos. He picks it up, fields it, and fires it back into second base. And that's going to be a stand-up double for Ohtani. So a 1-out double here, and that will bring up the left fielder, Teoscar Hernandez. And for Hernandez tonight, he is 1 for 2. He had the big blow in the 3rd inning. He had a 2-run homer that had put the Dodgers out in front. So 1 for 2 tonight. The home run was his 24th of the year. He's got 73 runs batted in. Kind of wonder what type of contract Hernandez will get on his next one once this one is done. I think this is a 2-year deal. He is certainly with the bat getting better and better. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field. Moving over to his right is Austin Hayes. He's going to make the catch, and retreating back to second is Otane. So that is going to retire Hernandez for the second out of the inning. It'll bring up the first baseman, Freddie Freeman. And for Freddie Freeman tonight, he is officially 1 for 2. He's got a single in his 2 trips. He's also struck out against Nola. He has raised his season average up to 289. So right-hander against the left-hander. Nola again with that spaghetti move. We got our 3rd time tonight that he's done the inside move. As he chases back to the bag, Shohei Otane. So here comes the offering to Freeman. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. It doesn't get a whole lot easier. You've got Will Smith on deck and then Gavin Lux. Well, I will say this, the Dodger lineup right now, with missing Mookie Betts, even a Max Muncy, the way that he has his approach at the plate is certainly a weaker lineup. There's a breaking ball swung on, hammered foul over on the first base side. The count is 1-1. When you look at players that are out right now for the Dodgers who are on the injured list, Chris Taylor is on the injured list. He's out for 10 days. You've got Miguel Rojas. He's on the 10-day injured list. Max Muncy, Tommy Edman are on the 60-day. Betts is on the 10-day. Tommy Edman, of course, acquired in a trade at the deadline. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats over on the third base side. The count now is 1-2 to Freeman. From the pitching standpoint, you've got Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He's on the 60-day DL. I heard that he's supposed to be coming back soon. I don't know what the time frame for him is. Emmett Sheehan is on the 60-day. Dustin May on the 60-day. Michael Grove on the 15-day injured list. I'm not sure what the 15 and the 10-day would constitute. As the pitch from Nola is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 2-2. Tony Gonsolin and Bruce Gratterall also on the 60-day. So if my math is correct, that takes me to 6 pitchers. Then you've got Ryan Bashir on the 60, Connor Brogdon on the 60, and Walker Buehler on the 15. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses outside. Off and running is Otane, and he is going to slide into third safely as Bryson Stott, and he sort of collide with one another. That's going to be a stolen base for Otane, and that's going to be his 32nd of the year. He had a big jump there on Nola. So stolen base there, especially for a left-handed batter. He had a clear path to the throw to third base, but a big, huge running jump from Shohei Otane, and that's going to put the runner at third with a 3-2 count here on Freeman. Nola's pitch on the way. Breaking ball swung on, hit to second, taken on one hop by the second baseman Stott, and he throws to first. That's going to be a ground out 4-3. Freeman's in the books for the third out of the inning, and that will do it here for the Dodgers. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left aboard. Now through 5, your score is the Phillies 4 and the Dodgers 4 and the Phillies 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight. Whether you listen live or on delay, it's great that you are joining us for this one. We'll be right back after this from our friend Steve Rademacher.
Thank you, Freddie. Appreciate your support and everybody out there. Steve again here, obviously, with the Milwaukee Brewers. Of course, we have Bernie Brewer on my favorite beverage of choice right there, along with a card of Bernie. Yay! Now, we got some special guests here. I'm not just talking about our Hall of Fame lineup. I must be in the front row. Hey, come on there, Robin. I got 3,000 hits. What do you have? Well, I was the all-time saves leader, and I got 1.5 feet on you. Okay, Raleigh, settle down, buddy. Now, none of this could be possible without Harvey's Wallbangers. There's Harvey. And who could forget the Fonz? Hey.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 6th inning, and the Phillies find themselves in a 2-run deficit. It'll be the top of the order in Kyle Schwarber, Trey Turner, and Bryce Harper to face the right-hander Tyler Glasnow. Our friend Living Room says, why do we sound so Tin Man today? We got a different setup, a different mic we're trying out, a different type of Blue Yeti, as the pitch is a breaking ball that misses. It swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Schwarber. Schwarber 0 for 2 tonight. And he has struck out both times here against the right-hander Glasnow. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field. And diving for it is Jason Hayward, and he misses it by about 3 feet. And the ball drops in. A nice play by the center fielder Pajes to back him up. And it is going to hold Schwarber to a long single. So he's got himself a single here. Our friend Living Room says, why are we so much there? I've got to try a couple of different mics out. A couple other ones on the go. We're going to have a Rode mic audition as well. So we're going to see if that's going to be any better. Here comes the pitch. Cutter misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Trey Turner. Turner 0 for 2. He has struck out and flown to center field in his 2 trips tonight. Batting .310 on the season. These 13 homers and 37 runs batted in as the right-hander kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and tap foul. On his 1 ball and 1 strike to Turner. So Glasnow gets himself a new baseball, rubs it up, and he's ready to go again. Once he gets it, that pitch clock starts ticking. And here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right center field. Drifting back underneath it is Hayward. He's got room. He makes the catch. And retreating back to first base is the runner Schwarber. That is going to put 1 in the books here, as it'll bring up the first baseman Bryce Harper. So for Harper tonight, 0 for 2 as well. He has struck out both of his times. So for the 9 strikeouts in the first 4 innings for Glasnow, he hasn't struck out anybody since the 4th inning, as he is looking or hunting for that 10th here tonight. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 1-1. I'm not sure Bryce Harper would agree with that. I have to say, from our angle, I'm not sure that I would agree with it per se either. As Marvin Hudson's zone has been a little bit dicey tonight. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball misses inside, and the count is 1-1. We'll get a chance to critique Hunter Wendelstadt's zone tomorrow night. I'm sure that would be interesting to watch. I'm sure both teams would have their fair share and say of that. There's a fastball at 97 that is swung through and missed. The count is now 1-2. I can't think of any pitches that were harder than that. That might have been the fastest fastball tonight from Glasnow. He might have touched 98 earlier in the game, but he blew that one right by Harper. So here's the 1-2 pitch as it's on the way, and it is a fastball swung on. A nice piece of hitting by Harper as he goes the other way. He hits it down the left field line. Rounding second and cruising into third is Schwarber, as he's going to get himself a hit, and Bryce Harper's got himself a 1-out double. Oh boy, stayed inside the ball, went the other way. Good piece of hitting there by the Harp. That is going to put runners at second and third and bring Alec Bohm to the plate. Friend Kenny is keeping up with us there. Sorry about that, Kenny. We're a little bit behind in our banner work here, as you're right, it is the top of the 6th inning. Got a little excited. The living room made it in and forgot everything all came sideways. Friend Kenny says, guess these guys don't know how to bunt and sacrifice the guy to second. Yeah, you're not going to see a whole lot of that. Yeah, the pitch coming from Glasnow is a breaking ball swung on and fouled into the feet of Alec Bohm, and the count is 0-1. Living Room says, hope it makes the transition to the commercials a bit more lover. Those commercials usually come in so loud. Well, you're going to have to tell me. We'll see if that is something there. I have to still have to address that in some capacity. We'll We'll see if maybe next year, if we end up getting a sound mic. There's a ball that's chopped over the head of the pitcher, charging hard as the second baseman Lux. His only play is going to be to first base, but it is going to get the run in. So it's going to be an RBI ground out, 4-3, retires Bohm. Advancing to third is Harper. Scoring on the ground out is Schwarber. And the Phillies have cut the lead to 4-3 here. That'll bring up the center fielder, Brandon Marsh. And for Brandon Marsh, he is 0 for 2. He has struck out both of his times to the plate tonight, looking and swinging. So he faces Tyler Glasnow here, and the pitch is on the way. It is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. That's the 90th pitch of the ball game here for the right-hander Glasnow. We would expect that maybe, depending on the outcome of this batter, he might get to start the 7th. Here comes the 0-1. Breaking ball swung on, lifted into left center field. Moving over to his left, underneath it is Teoscar Hernandez, but he never makes it easy. And that is going to retire Marsh for the 3rd out of the inning, and that is going to do it here for the Phillies in their half of the inning. They got 1 run on the benefit of 2 hits. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. Your score as we move to the bottom of the 6th, it is the Dodgers 4 and the Phillies 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Our friend, the living room, will tell us right now what he thinks, if we are loud or if we are not. We'll be right back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. We'll be back again in about 30 seconds with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight. It is 4-3 for the Dodgers as we move to the bottom of the 6th. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the heart of the Dodger order to come to bat here to face Aaron Nola. We suspect, I think he is still coming back out for another inning of work. We have not got the update to see if there has been a change or not. And it'll be Will Smith, Gavin Lux, and Kiki Hernandez, as they are going to be ready to face the right-hander here. Again, 85 pitches for Nola through his first 5 innings of work. He is back on the mound here for another tour, as it is going to be Smith here to bat, who is 0 for 2 tonight. He's struck out looking and grounded into a double play. And the first pitch on the way is a fastball swung on. It is taken on 1 hop by the second baseman, Stott. Nice play as he backhanded it up the middle. He gets up and he throws to first, and that is going to retire Smith on a ground out, 4-3. So 1 pitch and 1 away here in the 6th inning. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Gavin Lux. And for Lux, he's enjoying himself a nice ball game tonight. He is 2 for 2. He's got a single and a double as he bats here for the 3rd time this evening, as he digs in against the right-hander Nola. He rocks into the windup and delivers. The pitch is a breaking ball, waved at and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. I will say this, there's been a lot of loud hits off of Nola tonight. 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Dodgers, 3-5-0 for the Phillies. But as we said, the Dodgers may have evaded an error, but it did cost them a couple of runs as that pitch is swung on and fouled away. The count is 0-2 to Lux. Lux waiting here on the offering from Nola as he gets the sign from Stubbs. And now time has been called, as it is the catcher who has requested the time, and that would be Stubbs. And here comes the pitch from Nola as he gets the sign again. Here it ready to go. Rocks into the windup and kicks and fires. It is a fastball swung on. It's going to be lifted into the seats, foul down the third base line. Count remains at 0-2. Our friend, the Living Room Sports, says that he is deaf. That could be true. As the right-hander Nola kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on. It is popped up over on the left side of the infield. Lots of room and fair territory, and making the catch is the third baseman, Alec Boehm, and that is going to retire Lux for the second out of the innings. So 2 away here, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Kiki Hernandez. And for Hernandez tonight, he is 0-for-2. He's grounded into a double play and popped to short his 2 trips to the plate. As he stands in ready to face the right-hander Nola for the third time, who kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on, and this is line foul down the right field line. Count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Quiet tonight. Night in the office, as we said, we're going to be bringing you 3 Japanese games this week. North American time, it'll be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evening. Breaking ball misses down, and the count goes even to 1-1. We had a pretty solid audience this past weekend, actually kind of shocking at the amount of people that were in the stream. I was really pleased with the game that we did on the Friday night, which was Saturday for the Japan game. We had about 350 people storm through, and 25 people at most at one time. There was a fastball that swung on and missed. Count now goes to 1-2 on Kiki Hernandez. Anytime you get that type of audience, it's always kind of neat. There is a left-hander up and throwing in the Phillies bullpen. We didn't get a catch to see who that was, but I would have to expect that this is probably going to be the end of the night for Nola once he gets through this inning here. Here's the 1-2 offering. And it is a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul down the right field line into the seats. And the count remains at 1-2. Not sure if you guys have been watching the Olympics or not. I haven't really spent the whole time, much time paying attention to it, but I am interested in the basketball tomorrow as the quarterfinals do go down. Breaking ball misses down and away, and the count now is 2-2. I think it's USA, Brazil. I think it is Canada, France. I also believe it's Greece and Serbia, and then I forget who the Germans get. As the 2-2 pitch is coming, maybe it's Sudan, I'm not sure, as the 2-2 is on the way here to Hernandez. Fastball swung on and is pop foul down the first base line, and the count remains at 2-2. I am interested in watching some of the men's basketball, especially as it gets deeper into the stage. Saw a lot of highlights yesterday. I didn't realize that the 100-meter dash was going to be run on this weekend. It was an American. I believe Lyles was the one who won it. American finished first and third, and I think it was a Jamaican who finished second. Fastball swung on. This is going to be lined right to the glove of the second baseman, Stott. And that is going to do it as Hernandez is gone for the third out of the inning. And the Dodgers go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 6 complete innings. Your score is the Dodgers 4 and the Phillies 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a few. The back third of the ball game is just around the corner. Appreciate you guys for hanging in with us tonight on the Last Wraps Baseball YouTube channel.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the seventh inning. It'll be Nick Castellanos, Bryson Stott, and Austin Hayes to come to bat, as we are going to be moving here. And it looks like we are going to have a pitching change for the Dodgers. Looks like it's going to be Michael Kopech who is coming on in relief. And if you think that Glasnow can bring it up, well, Kopech can bring it up north of 100 miles an hour. He was acquired in a late trade from the Chicago White Sox. So Kopech is replacing a Glasnow here. As Glasnow's night is done on 91 pitches, a career high in starts and a career high in innings pitched for Tyler Glasnow. Kopech is making his third appearance with the Dodgers this year. He's yet to allow a base runner. He's worked 2 innings in the 2 games, and the first pitch is a cutter swung on and grounded over to short, fielded by Ahmed. He throws to first. That is going to retire Castellanos on a ground out 6-3. So 1 up and 1 away, and it'll bring up the second baseman, Bryson Stott. On the season, Kopech is working his 46th game. He's got an ERA of 4.53. He has a 2-8 record. Of course, all of that has come with the Chicago White Sox. He probably was fist pumping to get out of there. First pitch fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Kenny says Germany plays Greece in basketball. Oh, that's the different one there. Wasn't sure exactly who the matchups were. Just the Americans and the Canadians were who I had saw who they were playing. So that gives you Serbia and who in the other one then, Kenny. There's 1 ball and 1 strike here to Stott. Pitch on the way as a fastball swung on and missed. I don't know if that ball was tipped, but it was certainly dropped by the catcher, Will Smith. The count is 1-1. So here's the 1-1 pitch. It is a cutter that misses down, and the count now goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Kopech leaning in, getting the sign from his catcher, Smith, as he rocks into motion and delivers. Fastball swung on, grounded over to short, fielded by Ahmed, throws to first. Oh, and it's in time. He had to hurry to get him. It looked almost nonchalant, but it's a ground out 6-3. Stott's got down the line a couple of times really well tonight. That was definitely in that occasion as well, but it is a ground out for out number 2, and that's going to leave it all up to the left fielder, Austin Hayes. And for Hayes, he is 1 for 2 tonight. He has a single and 2 trips. He's also flown out to right. As Kopech works himself into a windup and delivers. There's a pitch at 99 taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. You think of the power arms that the Dodgers have. They just keep coming at you with one after another after another. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's a cutter swung on and tap foul, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. So Kopech ready to go again as he gets a new ball. Pitch on the way. It's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count now is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Austin Hayes. Here comes the 1-2 on the way. Fastball swung on, and it's going to be grounded up the middle into center field for a base hit. Hayes has got himself a second hit tonight. So he is aboard here, and he continues to make a statement for Philadelphia and its fans as he's enjoying himself a nice ball game, and that will bring up the catcher, Garrett Stubbs. Stubbs tonight, officially 0 for 2. He has struck out and grounded out. swings at a fastball and fouls that one away, and the count is 0-1. His last at bat, he fouled a pitch off the inside part of his right knee as he was hobbling around pretty good. It looks like he has been able to shake that off. So here comes the 0-1 pitch, as it is a fastball at 98 that misses up and in, and the count goes to 1-1. Remember, a number of years ago, I had a teammate of mine who took a fastball in the triceps, playing at Eastern Michigan in particular, and then he came off the field and it all swollen up on him. There was a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-2. Playing the Eastern Michigan University Summer League team, and took a fastball in the tricep. Here comes the 1-2 pitch as the right-hander kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled straight back. The count remains at 1-2. He got back to the dugout. Looked like he had a couple of seams growing out of his back of his arm. Ended up coming out of the ball game, but boy, it was nasty. Here comes the 1-2 pitch as the right-hander kicks and delivers. Fastball, take it for a called third strike. Kopech blew it by Stubbs at 99 as he stood there and watched that one go by. He's in the books for out number 3, and that's going to do it here for the Phillies in their half of the 7th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're now moving to the bottom half of the 7th. Your score is the Dodgers 4 and the Phillies 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back here in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight. Our friend Kenny gave us the basketball updates. We'll come back and talk about that in just a few. After this, from our friend Steve.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters to come to bat for the Dodgers. We're keeping our eyes peeled as there was a left-hander heating up in the bullpen for the Phillies. And it does look like it is going to be a replacement here, as it looks like Tanner Banks is going to be coming in to throw here for the Phillies. We'll get you his specs in just a couple moments. Banks on in relief. The starter, Aaron Nola. The lefty ready to go here. Every time I see Tanner Banks, I have a bit of a chuckle. I'll explain why in a minute. There's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Had an outfielder known as Tanner Banks, but definitely not this one here. This one's from Utah as the 0-1 is on the way. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is lined right to the glove of the third baseman, Alec Boehm. He makes a nice catch, and that is going to retire Jason Hayward. Hayward will be feeling a little snake bitten on that one as he's going to be in the books for the first out of the inning. So 1 gone here. A nice athletic play there by Boehm. And you can see Hayward is a little ticked. Thought he had himself another knock there, but that is going to be 1 gone. It'll bring up Andy Pages. Pages tonight is 1 for 2. He's got an RBI double, and he swings at the first pitch, grounds it over to short, fielded by the shortstop, Turner, who throws to first, and like that, we got 2 quick outs. It's a ground out 6-3. So 2 in the books, and to bring up the shortstop, Nick Ahmed. Started to say about Tanner Banks. He's 2-2 with work. This is his 44th appearance. He's got a couple of saves. Worked 51 innings. He has 58 strikeouts. He's got an ERA of 3.88. That is where he sits here tonight as Ahmed stands in. First pitch fastball taken for called strike. Counts 0-1. Ahmed 1 for 2 tonight, a single and a strikeout, and he's also scored a run. Never forget about Tanner Banks, as that pitch is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-1. The one that I knew decided it would be a good idea to have a peanut butter sandwich. He hadn't had an allergic reaction to peanuts in 10 years, thinking that it might go away. It's a ground ball hit over to the third baseman, Bohm, who bobbles it. He gets up, he fields it, he throws, and he's able to get Nick Ahmed. Nice play there by Bohm. Ground out 5-3. Definitely didn't field it cleanly, but a nice job to recover. And it's a quick inning here for the Dodgers as they go in order 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We're moving to the top of the 8th, starting to get into deep water. Your score is the Phillies trailing the Dodgers 4-3. We'll be back in just a few after this. Appreciate you guys for listening in tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the order coming up to bat here for the Phillies, and we're just getting ourselves a check here, but it looks like it is going to be Anthony Banda coming in here to replace Michael Kopech. So the pitching parade is going to continue here for the Dodgers, as we expect for the Phillies. The rest of the ball game here. So Anthony Banda coming on in relief, as he will be the third pitcher used this evening by Los Angeles. Banda tonight, the 30-year-old, is making his 32nd appearance of the year. He's got a 1-2 record. He's pitched in 31 games. He has a save to his credit. He's worked 33 1/3 innings. He also has struck out 34 batters, and he's walked 14, and he's got himself an ERA of 2.16. As the first pitch from Banda is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Schwarber. Schwarber 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single and 3 trips. He's also struck out twice and scored a run. As Banda kicks and delivers, it is a breaking ball waved out and missed, and now the count goes to 0-2. For Banda, based on our count here, if we are doing this correctly, he started his big league career with the Arizona Diamondbacks. He then moved to Tampa Bay, spent time with the Mets and the Pirates, and then he was with Toronto and the Yankees. Last season, he spent time with the Nationals, and now he's with the Dodgers. So by my books, he's with 8 teams over the course of his big league career in 8 seasons, as that breaking ball misses down and away, and the count is 1-2. So Banda here on in relief, as he kicks and delivers a fastball that misses outside at 95. The count now goes at 2-2. It looked like he had either stepped awkwardly or he had fallen off of the plate there. Schwarber looked out at him like, this guy all right or what? Here comes the 2-2 pitch. The pitch is on the way. It's a fastball that misses down and away, and I don't know if he looks all right or not. 3 balls and 2 strikes. I haven't seen enough of Anthony Banda pitch to know he's Starts off, it looks like he's on the first base side of the rubber to begin with. He does throw from the stretch, and then it looks like he really drops down and throws across his body, and he's missed a couple of pitches to Schwarber in the dirt quite wildly. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down. They appeal over to the third base umpire, but Schwarber is going to make his way to first base. He's got himself a leadoff walk here in the 8th inning, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Trey Turner. Well, for Turner tonight, he's had a tough night at the office offensively. He is 0 for 3. He has struck out, flown to center, and flown to right. As he waits on the pitch from the lefty Banda, delivers a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Bryce Harper to follow here as the Phillies find themselves in a 4-3 deficit here in the top of the 8th inning. There is a breaking ball waved out and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. Probably if Turner held off on that one, it would look like it was just out of the zone. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on. It's on the fists, lifted into straightaway center field. Pajes drifting to his left. He makes the catch. There is action in the Dodger bullpen as Evan Phillips is up and throwing. Harper strides up to the plate here, getting ready to face the lefty. Kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now is 1-0 to Harper. So 1 ball and no strikes. Now there's a conference on the mound as Smith has gone out. Shortstop Nick Ahmed in to check on the lefty, and the pitching coach is now joining the group. So we're going to see how he's doing here. I wonder if Will Smith had called him out. 1 ball and no strikes here. Ask him, he's nodding in agreement. I don't know if this is his best stuff or not. As we said, I haven't seen him pitch this season, so hard to tell. Ten pitches, and 5 of which have been strikes. So he's living at the 50% rule right now. As Harper gets himself reset in here, 1 ball and no strikes it is to the Harp. As the lefty works himself into the set position, and here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball that swung on and missed. Actually, I'm going to chime in on that one, Kenny. Kenny says, why don't they bunt to get a guy in scoring position? Well, I'll tell you my thoughts on this, Kenny, in this particular situation where they're at in the batting order, and probably why in this spot, and I do like the bunt, as there's a breaking ball that's waved out and missed. The count is 1-2. So Schwarber gets on with a leadoff walk. If you bunt Trey Turner, that would move Schwarber over into scoring position, and it would bring Harper to the plate. Well, if I was managing the Dodgers, I would just put Harper on 4 straight pitches or give him the intentional walk, as there's a breaking ball that's down. They appeal over to the third base umpire, Nick Marley, and they say he didn't go. It's going to run the count at 2-2. And so then what happens is you're taking the bat out of Turner's hand because he bunts. You're taking the bat out of Harper's hand because he's going to get intentionally walked, and then you're leaving it up to Alec Boehm to have to drive runs in with 1 away. And Boehm could be a double play candidate on the ground if he doesn't get something going. As there's a fastball swung on and missed, and Harper is in the books for the 2nd out of the inning. And then that would leave it all up to Brandon Marsh. And so I think the mindset of the Philly manager, Rob Thompson, would probably be, we're going to win it with the Schwarber, Turner, Harper, Boehm portion, and everybody from Brandon Marsh down. In my opinion, all those guys should be able to drop a bunt down. And that includes Castellanos and Marsh, because realistically, I don't think either of them are swinging the bat particularly well right now. There's a fastball swung on. This is going to be grounded through the 4-hole into right field. Picking it up is Hayward. He fires it into second. Stopping at second is Schwarber. That's a 2-out single here by Bowman. It's going to bring Brandon Marsh to the plate. So let's see what Marsh is going to do here in this situation, because even if they would have walked Harper and then were able to get Bohm out, we would be in this particular spot, runners at first and second, as I was kind of alluding to. And Marsh today is 0 for 3, struck out twice, and he has flown to left. But then my question here is they're not making any changes. The lefty is staying up at the plate, and the lefty Banda is staying into the game. So Rob Thompson staying with his regular Marsh. There's a breaking ball ticket for a called strike. The count is 0-1. I had to go and take a look at the options on the bench for the Phillies. They do have 4 right-handed options. They got Wes Wilson, you've got Sosa, you've got Rojas, and you got Realmuto. Fastball misses way upstairs at 97, and the count now is 1-1 to Marsh. What drives me crackers is if you can't get lefties out, lefties that can't get lefties out are kind of useless. So Banda's got to get the job done here. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Checks the runner at second as he holds set, now delivers. Breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. For the most part, this game's had a fairly decent tempo and pace to it. But those are my thoughts, Kenny, and that's what I would normally think, as there's a breaking ball missing down and away, and the count now goes to 3-1. Looming on deck is Nick Castellanos. We did see, I think, Evan Phillips was up at one point in the bullpen. I'm not sure what is warming right now for the Dodgers, but I would have to think this is Banda's last hitter no matter what. Here's the 3-1. Fastball, take it for a called strike. Oh, boy. Marsh didn't like that one, as that's going to run the count full. I have to tell you, that's one of the higher pitches tonight that Marvin Hudson has had to make. And Banda gets himself some help. Here's the 3-2. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball, waved at and missed. And that is going to put Marsh in the books for the 3rd out of the inning, and they are able to get out of the jam, or the Dodgers. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left the board. We're moving to the bottom of the 8th. Your score is the Phillies trailing the Dodgers 4-3. Hang tight, everybody. Bottom of the 8th is around the corner. We appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Be right back after this. We got ourselves a 4-3 ball game. We'll be back in just a few. My friend Kenny Weaver is in the house here. We were talking about bunting and stuff. And Kenny, I'm a big believer in the bunting, just probably not in the top 3 or 4 hitters in that batting order at that point. But you know what? That's what makes the game beautiful and why we love to watch it. We'll be back in 30 with all the action after this. Hang tight, guys. Thank you guys for sticking around with us tonight and letting us enter your homes to call some ball. Welcome back, everybody. We'll talk you through a couple other little scenarios on this as well, as we were talking that last half inning. One of the things I was thinking about is for example, you've got, say, Trey Turner. If Trey Turner got on board to lead off the inning, he wasn't the leadoff hitter last inning. Let's say then you had Harper bunt him over. You're taking the bat out of Harper's hands. And then you would have a situation where you would take the bat out of the other one's hands, which would be your 4-hole hitter, and that would put arguably 2 guys on without having to actually really swing the bat. There's a breaking ball swung on by Shohei Ohtani. This ball's lifted into deep left center field. Going back to the warning track is Marsh. He's going to have to leap, but this one's going to sail right into the seats. And Shohei Ohtani has got himself a home run, and he's got to go back and touch first base. I don't think I've seen that. I think he missed the bag at first when he was rounding it. That's going to be his 34th homer of the year. Ohtani has extended the lead now to 5-3 for the Dodgers. That ball looked like it wasn't going to get out. It looked like Marsh was going to have a play. It just kept carrying and carrying and carrying until it finally left the yard. And the pitch there from the lefty Banks, who was still in the ball game, to face the lefty Ohtani. Watches that one sail into the seats. And so that goes back to me lamenting about lefties not being able to get lefties out. Drives you nuts. And the first pitch delivered to Teoscar Hernandez is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Hernandez tonight is 1 for 3. He's got a 2-run homer to go with a fly out to left and a ground out to second. As it was interesting that Ohtani had to go all the way back because I don't know if he did touch or if he did miss. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Hernandez. So 2 balls and 1 strike. We're here in the bottom of the 8th inning, as the Dodgers have themselves a 5-3 lead now, courtesy of that solo shot by Shohei Ohtani. As that pitch misses outside, it's now 3-1 to Teoscar. Last Perhaps Baseball YouTube channel supplying old school radio broadcasts, as there's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into straightaway center field. Brandon Marsh underneath it. He makes the catch, and Hernandez is going to be gone for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the first baseman, Freddie Freeman. Well, Freddie Freeman tonight has a single in 3 trips. It's been his first game of live action, as he has missed a bunch of games since the end of July. So Freeman steps to the plate, and he first pitches a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. It was interesting to see how Freeman would respond tonight, especially when you've been out of live action for the time that he has. Sometimes to get your timing and your rhythm back, it takes you a couple ball games. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the first base side. The count is 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Freddie Freeman. Lefty Banks delivers again. There's a breaking ball missing way outside, and the count goes to 1-2. Will Smith is waiting his turn on deck here as the Dodgers are enjoying a 5-3 lead. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed, and Freeman's in the books. He's gone for the second out of the inning, and that's going to leave it all up to the catcher, Will Smith. And for Smith, he's 0 for 3 tonight. He has struck out looking, grounded into a double play, and grounded to second in his 3 trips to the plate. Batting here against Tanner Banks for the first time, and the pitch is a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up over on the left side, shallow left field. Moving back underneath it is the shortstop Turner, and he's there to make the catch. And Smith is going to be retired for the 3rd out of the inning, and that will do it here for the Dodgers. But they get another run. Insurance run. Shohei Ohtani hits a solo shot. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left aboard. We're moving to the top of the 9th inning. Your score is the Dodgers 5 and the Phillies 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 9th when we return after this. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. It is Last Raps time coming up for the Phillies. We got ourselves a 5-3 ball game. We'll be back in 30 with all the action right after this. Welcome back, everybody. We have a pitching change as the Dodgers are going to be turning it over to Daniel Hudson, who is coming on in relief. Hudson is going to be making his 47th appearance for the Dodgers. He has got a 6-1 record on the year. He's worked 45 innings. He's allowed 28 hits. He has walked a total number of 10 batters and struck out 48. He's got an ERA of 1.80. So Hudson on in relief. He has also bounced around to a number of teams over his career. In fact, he began as a starter with the White Sox and then Arizona Diamondbacks, and then eventually he found his way into the bullpen. He spent a long time in the Arizona pen. A number of years ago, there's a fastball at 95 that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. It's Nick Castellanos, Bryson Stott, and Austin Hayes scheduled to come to bat to face Hudson here in the 9th inning. As the right-hander delivers, it is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count's 1-1. This is his second tour with the Dodgers. When he began his career in 2009, it was with the White Sox, and then he was picked up by the Diamondbacks in the middle of the 2010 season as that breaking ball is swung through and messed the count as 1-2. He stayed with the Diamondbacks until the 2016 season. Then he bounced to the Pirates for a year. And he came to the Dodgers in 2018, and then in 2019, he split time between the Nationals and the Blue Jays. 2021, he was with the Nationals and San Diego. And then the last 3 seasons, including this one, or the last 2 seasons, plus this one, he has been in a Dodger uniform. As that breaking ball misses down and away, and the count's 2-2. So he does make the Dodgers, or he does feel home when he's pitching for the Dodgers. And he's pitched quite well, certainly in the second tour for Los Angeles when he's been healthy. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2 to Castellanos. And on top of it this year here, he's mainly a setup type pitcher. He's got 15 holds, but he does have 7 saves, which is the second most in his career. He did save 10 for the Nationals one year as that fastball misses down and away, and the count now is 3-2 to Castellanos. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. At the top of the 9th inning, 3-2 to Castellanos. Pitch on the way. It is a breaking ball swung on, and it's grounded foul past the bag at third base, and the count remains at 3-2. Definitely want to try to keep the tying run on deck and not bring them to the plate. You want to try to keep the base runners off the base paths. Castellanos fouling that one off. So here comes the 3-2 pitch as the right-hander kicks and delivers. Breaking ball swung on, and this ball is going to be punched through the 4-hole into right field. Good piece of hitting there by Castellanos to shorten up. He's got himself his second hit of the evening. So he's aboard with a single, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Bryson Stott. And for Stott, he is 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single and 3 trips. Hudson ready to go back to work again as he picks up his sign from his catcher Stubbs. And there's the fastball swung on, is popped up over on the left side of the infield. Backing out into shallow left field is the third baseman, Kiki Hernandez, and he's going to make the catch. Stott is going to be retired for the first out of the inning. So 1 gone. That'll bring up Austin Hayes. Well, for Austin Hayes, he's 2 for 3 tonight. He's got a couple of singles and 3 trips. He's also flown out to right. Hayes has raised his batting average up to 254 on the year. As the right-hander Hudson kicks and delivers, and it is a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up over into shallow left center field. Backing up underneath it and making the catch is Nick Ahmed. So 2 quick outs after the single by Castellanos, and that's going to leave it all up to the catcher Garrett Stubbs. We'll keep an eye to see if Stubbs might be done, if they're going to go to the bench for a pinch hitter. Nope, they're going to stay with Stubbs, the left-handed stick. So Hudson ready to go here as he gets the sign from his catcher, Smith. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, popped up over to short. Moving over underneath it is Ahmed, and he's there to make the catch. And just like that, 3 pitches. We get the last 3 outs of the ball game, all on pop-ups in the infield. And so that is going to do it here, as that is going to finish off the Phillies. They got no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard in the 9th. Your final score is the Dodgers 5 and the Phillies 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll wrap this up for you, and we'll give you all these scores from around baseball, and we'll call it a evening tonight. But we thank you guys for hanging with us here on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for being with us here tonight. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We're going to give it the full roundup from around Major League Baseball as we have finals all across the board tonight. A light night, as there was only 9 games played in the National League. National League game between the Mets and the Cardinals. The Mets shut out the Cardinals 6-0 today. Sean Manaea got the win. He goes to 8-4. Pallant takes the loss. He is 4-6. 6-9-1 for the Mets. 0-6-0 for the Cardinals. Cardinals drop to 57-56 on the year. Mets extend their record to 59-53. Final in 10 innings, the Diamondbacks beat the Guardians 7-6, 7-10-0 for the D-backs, 6-10-0 for the Guardians. Thompson gets the win. He is 6-3. Emmanuel Clase, the loss. He's 4-2. And Martinez gets his first save for the Diamondbacks in 2024. It was the Reds over the Marlins 10-3. Nick Martinez gets the win. He goes to 6-5. It was Munoz taking the loss. He is 2-6 for the Fish. 10-15-2 for the Reds. 3-11-2 for the Marlins. Again, your final 10-3. Giants beat the Nationals 4-1 as they even their record at 500. 4-9-0 for the Giants. 1-6-0 for the Nationals. It was Logan Webb getting the win. He goes to 9-8 on the year. Patrick Corbin the loss. He's 2-12. And it was Camilo Noval picking up his 21st save of the season. Battle of Texas saw the Rangers knock off the Astros 4-3 today. Rangers 4-5-0, Astros 3-4-1. Kirby Yates in relief gets the win. That was a final in 10. Caleb Ferguson takes the loss for the Astros. He drops to 1-4. Twins shut out the Cubs today 3-0. 3-8-0 for Minnesota. 0-4-0 for the Cubs. Festa gets the win. He's 2-2 now for the Twins. Hendricks takes the loss. He's 3-10 for the Cubbies. Griffin Jax gets his 8th save for the Twins. Red Sox knock off the Royals 9-5. James Paxton picks up his 9th win of the year. Brady Singer takes the loss. He goes to 8-7. Red Sox 9-18-0. They extend their record to 60-51. Royals losing with a 5-9-0 line score. They're 63-51. Final between the Athletics and the White Sox. Athletics win 5-4. The White Sox continue their terrible stretch. 5-4-0 for the Athletics, 1-4-0 for the White Sox. JP Sears gets the win. He's 9-8. And it is Bush taking the loss. He's 0-1. Final score 5-1 for the Athletics. Dodgers knocked off the Phillies 5-3, and that was the one that we listened here to tonight. We'll give the recap and roundup on this one. Started off in the second inning with 2 out. It was a ball hit to center field. Andy Pages misplayed it, and it was a triple for Castellanos. Didn't hit the glove, but he certainly got turned around in the outfield. Then up stepped Bryson Stott. He delivered an RBI single to bring home Castellanos. And then up stepped Austin Hayes, and he delivered a single to bring home Stott. That made the scoreline 2-0 for the Phillies. Fast forward to the third inning. In the last half of the third, Jason Hayward led off with a double. Andy Pages knocked him home and traded places with an RBI double. Nick Ahmed then singled. Up stepped Shohei Ohtani, and he sacked home Pages to make the score 2-2. Then Teoscar Hernandez came to the plate, and he delivered his 24th homer of the year to give the Dodgers a 4-3 lead. Well, it wasn't until the 8th inning that the Dodgers added one more run. It was a Shohei Ohtani leadoff home run to start the 8th inning, and that iced it here for the Dodgers tonight as they go on to win 5-3. The win goes to Tyler Glasnow. He's 9-6 on the season. Aaron Nola takes the loss. He's 11-5. Daniel Hudson gets his 8th save of the year for the Dodgers. Once again, everybody, we appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. Hope you guys enjoyed listening to the game. We'll be back a little later in the week. We'll be doing some Japanese stuff on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we hopefully you guys can join us for that. Have a great night, everybody. We will see you again on the flip side. Have a great night, everybody. We'll catch you later in the week. It is Last Drafts Baseball signing off.